I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the end of the month and YouTube is unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that bell. Make sure you get notifications when I put out new videos. That way you don't miss any of the important videos that I put out, such as what I'm going to talk about today. I think it's really important. On September 9th of this year, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee convened a high-stakes hearing to investigate a declassified 2024 incident involving an unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP, in the Red Sea, raising urgent questions about national security, military readiness, and government transparency. I have a question for you. Why did they change the investigations from UFOs to UAPs? Why was that? The session, titled Restoring Public Trust Through UAP Transparency and Whistleblower Protection, centered on a striking encounter off Yemen's coast where a U.S. military drone AGM-114 Hellfire missile failed to destroy a mysterious high-speed object, prompting calls for deeper scrutiny of UAP activity. On October 30th of 2024, at 2:15 Universal Time, two MQ-9 Reapers, operated by the U.S. Air Force 432nd Wing, were conducting routine surveillance in the Gulf of Aden, a volatile region plagued by Houthi attacks on commercial shipping. Amid heightened tensions with Iran-backed Houthi forces launching drones and missiles at vessels, the Reapers detected an anomalous object on radar, described as a spherical chrome-like orb, roughly 3 meters in diameter. The object moved at speeds excessing 300 knots or 345 miles per hour, while skimming just 50 feet above the waves. Unlike known drones or missiles, it emitted no transponder signal, showed no propulsion signature, and displayed no thermal exhaust on infrared sensors. At 02:23 Universal Time, after getting the green light from U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, one Reaper engaged the object with an AGM-114 Hellfire missile, a precision-guided weapon with a 20-pound high explosive warhead designed to penetrate armored targets. Declassified thermal footage presented by Representative Eric Burleson, who got the video footage from a whistleblower. He's evidently a Republican from Missouri. The video captured the moment of impact of a brilliant flash as the missile struck, followed by sparks and debris trailing behind the orb. It seemed to wobble for a moment before accelerating to an estimated 600 knots before vanishing from radar and visual tracking within seconds. 600 knots would be about 690 miles per hour, about the same speed, a little less than a supersonic missile or a hypersonic missile. No wreckage was recovered despite intensive searches by the Navy assets in the area, including the USS Carney, a guided missile destroyer on patrol nearby. Right after this incident, the U.S. Navy decided to extend the deployment of the USS Carney, and it's one other ship in that location right afterwards. The hearing featured 3 key witnesses: Luis Elizondo, former head of the Pentagon Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP; George Knapp, a veteran investigative journalist specializing in UAPs; and Jeffrey Nuxatelli, a retired Air Force technical sergeant with experience in Middle East drone operations. Luis Elizondo emphasized the strategic implications of the incident. This wasn't a misidentification of a weather balloon or a flock of birds, he stated. The object exhibited flight characteristics, speed, maneuverability, and apparent invulnerability that defy our current technological understanding. In a theater like the Red Sea, where we're countering Houthi threats, an unknown entity shrugged off a Hellfire missile is a 5-alarm fire for national security, Elizondo cited. The Pentagon's own 2024 annual report on UAPs, which documented 753 sightings globally, with 38% deemed unresolved due to advanced performance characteristics. If you watch the video, you will notice it looks like the Hellfire missile does impact the unidentified flying object, UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it. There is some shrapnel that comes off of it. It wobbles, and then it speeds up to over 600 knots. George Knapp, who reported on UAPs since the 1980s, called the Red Sea footage the most compelling evidence since the 2004 Nimitz Tic-Tac encounter. He described the orb's behavior. It pulsed with a rhythmic energy signature, moved without visible propulsion, and absorbed a direct hit like it was nothing. This isn't Chinese or Russian tech whose systems leave heat plumes, radar echoes, something. This left nothing but questions. Knapp referenced similar sightings reported by Navy pilots in the region, including a 2023 incident near Bab el-Mandeb, where multiple orbs were observed dancing around a U.S. carrier strike group. Jeffrey Nuxatelli provided a ground-level perspective, drawing on his 12 years as a drone sensor operator. I saw objects like this in 2022 and 2023 over Iraq and Syria. Silent, spherical, untouchable, he testified. After the Yemen incident, my former colleagues at CENTCOM told me the post-mission debrief was locked down. The official report called the missiles failure, anonymous debris, interaction. That's nonsense. We hit it dead on and it didn't care. Again, watch the video. The Hellfire missile hits the unidentified object and bounces off and continues along and then speeds up. Nucitelli accused the Pentagon of suppressing data, noting that sensor logs and pilot testimonies were classified at a level requiring top secret clearance, inaccessible even to senior officers on site. Committee Chairman Representative James Comer framed the hearings as a step forward, dismantling decades of government secrecy. The American people deserve to know if our skies and our seas are hosting technology we can't counter. He declared whistleblowers like those that were before them risk everything to expose this. We owe them action, not obfuscation. Comer pointed to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, established in 2022, which has faced criticism for slow-walking investigations. He vowed to subpoena CENTCOM full radar and sensor data from the incident. Representative Eric Burlington of Missouri, who declassified the drone footage through whistleblower channels, pressed the existential angle. If this UAP is adversarial, say a hypersonic drone from a peer competitor, we're dangerously behind. If it's not terrestrial, we're in uncharted territory. Either way, we can't afford to bury our heads, Burlinson said, citing a 2024 DoD report estimating that the U.S. adversaries like China have invested $12 billion in hypersonic research, yet no known systems match the orb's resilience or speed. Representative Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware struck a cautious tone, questioning the footage authenticity. This video is dramatic, But we need more than visual, she said. Where's the metadata? The chain of custody. The Pentagon's 2024 UAP report attributes 62% of sightings to conventional objects, drones, balloons, and even satellites. We can't jump to extraterrestrial conclusions without rigorous evidence. She called for an independent audit of AARO's methodology and access to raw telemetry data from the Reaper drones. The Red Sea incident is part of a surge in UAP activity reported since 2020, particularly in conflict zones. The Pentagon's 2024 UAP report noted 142 sightings in the Middle East, with 27 involving objects exhibiting anomalous kinematics such as hypersonic speeds, instantaneous acceleration. The Gulf of Aden, a choke point for global trade, has seen 19 documented UAP incidents since 2022, often near U.S. naval assets. The USS Carney alone reported 3 separate sightings in October 2024, though only the Hellfire incident was declassified. Analysis speculate the region's strategic importance. A $1.2 trillion in annual trade transits the Red Sea. That may attract UAP activity, whether for surveillance or unknown purpose. What do you think their purpose is? Are they drawing on the negative energy? Yeah, put your comment down below. Often they're seen over areas of disasters and war zones. The Houthis' ongoing campaign, which damaged 14 commercial vessels in 2024, that's according to U.S. Naval Institute data, complicates attribution, as advanced drones could be mistaken for UAPs. However, the orb's ability to withstand a Hellfire strike sets it apart from any unknown terrestrial technology. The committee adjourned with a commitment to further hearings, with Comer promising to escalate pressure on the Department of Defense. This isn't about science fiction, it's about sovereignty, he concluded. Representative Burleson introduced a motion to expand whistleblower protections under the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act, citing threats faced by Nuxatelli and others. Representative Blunt Rochester urged collaboration with international partners, noting that NATO allies reported 84 UAP sightings in 2024, including a similar orb incident off of Portugal's coast. This hearing lasted a little over 2 hours. I'll give you a link to the government video down below in the more information box. Yeah, I really advise people to watch it if you got some extra time to watch such a lengthy video, but it's really eye-opening. The Pentagon has not commented on the Red Sea footage, directing inquiries to AARO. And meanwhile, the public interest is spiking. Posts on X show 1.3 million engagements with hashtag UAP hearing since the session began, with users debating everything from advanced Chinese tech to non-human intelligence. As the Oversight Committee digs deeper, one thing is clear. The Red Sea orb has cracked open a long sealed vault of questions, and the answers may redefine how we view our place in the cosmos. Myself, I know they exist. Aliens do exist from other worlds coming to this planet. I have had many strange encounters, some, benign, and others very scary. I don't care if people believe me or not. I know what I saw, I know what I experienced, and I believe what happened to me did happen. So what are your thoughts? Have you had an experience with a UFO or a UAP? Put your comments down below. Let us know what you experienced and saw, or what happened. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share. Make sure you're still subscribed. Like I said, I put out a lot of videos, put in a lot of work with my videos, And yeah, you may not want to miss any of them. Always be prepared for a disaster, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.